Army has clinched the #1 ranking for the first time in program history in the 2024 season. With a 6-0 record and ranked wins over Syracuse and Rutgers, the Black Knights have proven to be the best team in college lacrosse in the 2024 season. They are characterized by their hard-nosed, fundamental style of play that is driven by amazing athletes. In the 2024 season, their defense has proven to be one of the best in the country, only letting up 9.6 goals a game with a tough schedule. They are led by the 2023 Patriot League Defender of the Year AJ Pilate. In Army's game against Syracuse, Pilate held Spallina to 0 goals and denied him of the overtime game winner. Today I'm going to show you what makes the Army defense so good in the 2024 season. Here's our first clip. Pilate matches up at X against Spallina. His initial drop step is very wide and he doesn't bother to make any contact. He knows that Spallina isn't a threat until he reaches goal line extended, so Pilate is focused on his positioning rather than checks. As Spallina is about to drive up GLE, Pilate flips his hips and seals Spallina in. Notice how Spallina drives up on an island. Pilate is able to stay upright and balance, not leaning one way or another. Spallina is waiting for a slight shift in weight, allowing him to roll off, but Pilate doesn't give him the opportunity because he's balanced. Here's our next clip. Nixon approaches the ball, completely denying topside on this dodge. As English dodges down towards the pick, Nixon knows he has to get over the pick because English is a shooting threat from the top position. As the pick hooks back around on the rollback, Nixon just stays patient and balanced and doesn't try to force anything. On the rollback, he can get under the pick because English is fading so far from the cage, he isn't a real threat. The D-mid here misses his jam check and loses his balance and loses his ground on his man because of it. What he does an amazing job of though is his recovery. He went purely for body rather than chasing stick. Most guys would aim for a trail check because they feel they're beat, but here Mazur does an amazing job of denying any more angle from his man and forcing him down the alley, lowering the shot percentage. Here's our next clip. Syracuse was constantly running inverts against Army, and I thought the D-mids did a great job in their coverages. Here Stilling gets inverted to X and does a great job of keeping his hips square. On each of his man's moves, he stays in a slight trail position ready for the rollback. This also allows him to react a little bit slower on each roll. When you're playing at X, always remember you have the advantage in terms of ground, so you don't have to bite on every rollback. Stillings here just stays patient and balanced and waits to make any sort of contact until the goal line extended, and at that point, he drives his man out. Here's our next clip. One of Army's greatest defensive attributes is how decisive they are with their slides. In this clip, the D-mid gets beat topside in a pretty bad fashion. The dodger is now such a large threat that a slide needs to be immediately sent. Watch how the Army defenses collapse on the dodger within seconds of him getting topside. Nixon immediately slides from the crease, causing the dodger to freeze up and not take the shot. Sullivan is sloughed in because his man is so far out so he can apply adjacent pressure. The important thing to note is that Sullivan's sliding isn't a part of the Army defense slide package. That's just a player who made a decision to help adjacent and is fully committed to it. Too many times players will hesitate in moments like this and cause the defense to collapse. Here's our next clip. Here we have a two-man game from X, but also a showcase of team defense. Sullivan matches up on Spallina and knows he has to get over this pick. If he were to get under, he'd be giving Spallina too much room to climb up the hashes and score. To get over, he makes contact with Spallina and drives him out. As Spallina skips the ball, watch how the defense recovers from the inside out. Everyone is helped in as the D-mid prepares to slide on Spallina, and the pole is backside helping as the 2. As soon as the ball comes out of Spallina's stick on the skip pass, the whole defense extends out and meets their matchups. Syracuse still got a shot off, but it was low angle and an easy save. Here's another coverage from Pilate at X. Pilate immediately senses the pick to his right and bounces under it because Spallina isn't a direct threat. Pilate takes a shorter angle and gets ready to close out on Spallina at goal line extended. He flips his hips and absorbs the contact from Spallina while staying balanced. It's important to note how Pilate doesn't try to drive Spallina out. He sits upright and absorbs the contact from Spallina driving in. Because Spallina was expecting to get jammed back, he puts all of his weight into Pilate and was then off balance when he didn't receive that same force. Absorbing contact is one of the most important skills as a defender at goal line extended. Here's our next clip. This was a straight up juice play from Murphy. His man casually jogs down the alley. This body language is usually met with a sudden change of speed from the midi to try to throw off the defender. In this clip, it's hard to tell if Murphy's man was just trying to bring him to X or he was going to activate a real dodge. Regardless, Murphy recognizes the relaxed body language and that his man is in a dangerous position on the field. He takes this green light and blows his man up, who had no ability to brace for contact because he was dodging so casually. This is just a gritty play showing Army wanted it more. Here's our next clip. Mazur approaches his man with his feet pointing upfield to deny topside. As a D-mid especially, you don't want to be a hero and play a guy square. Your job is to send your man down the alley or to wherever the slide will be. As the dodge progresses, watch how Lynch hedges toward the dodger without the intention of sliding. This hedge causes the dodger to bounce out because he expects the slide to come. Hedging is a great tool to throw in if the offense starts to dodge with the intention of just passing. Many times a team will slide to every dodge from the top, so the offense will start to skip it to the backside immediately. Hedging is a good way to switch it up and throw the offense off. Mazur is able to jam his head into his man's hands, making it nearly impossible for him to shoot. As soon as Lynch sees this jam, he knows that the midi is going to roll back because Mazur is playing the front side of his man's body. Even if Mazur's man didn't fall, Lynch was there ready to blow him up on the rollback. Here's our last clip. Pilate ices the game with his coverage against Spallina and showed why he's the Patriot League Defender of the Year. As Spallina activates, it looks like Pilate wanted to jam Spallina and get over the pick, but he realizes that he can't get enough space. He does a great job of bouncing below it and arrives up the rail of the goal to catch up with Spallina. He knows that he won't be able to completely close Spallina out, so he pushes him out to get him away from the cage. His first priority is to deny topside, so he comes into the V-hole to contain Spallina from climbing further up the field. The V-hole jams Spallina's hands, so he tries to roll back, but Pilate is already there and denies him. I can't wait to watch his hard-nosed defense the rest of the season and how they continue to improve. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more film breakdowns.